Go ahead and push the red button to start recording.
On that?
Yeah,
On this?
yeah,
Yeah,
that.
that.
There you go.
So we're recording.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're good.
I'll start. Okay, notice is hereby given that a meeting of the Sandy Oaks Park Advisory Committee will be held on Tuesday, October 12th, 2021 at 6:38 PM at 22,870, and I forgot my glasses, damn it. Priest Road, Sandy Oaks, Texas, and by telephonic video conferencing for the purpose of considering the following agenda items. All agenda items are subject to action in an effort to advance the public health goal of limiting face-to-face meetings, also called social distancing, to slow the spread of coronavirus. There will be no in-person public access to the meeting. Is that still?
No,
No.
that needs to be redone.
Okay, so there can be public access.
There can be
to-
public access,
to
yes.
the
We'll get
meeting.
that corrected on the
Should
next
anyone
agenda.
decide to come. The public may also participate in the meeting by using the link which is on the website and on the agenda here, and the meeting ID, which I won't read. You can find it on the website and on the agenda, and dial in to the phone numbers given on the agenda. The public will be permitted to offer public concerns telephonically or by audio as provided by the agenda and permitted by the presiding officer during the meeting. When written questions and comments may be submitted to the chairperson up to 2 hours before the meeting by emailing tRapino@cityofsandyoaks.com. I'm calling the meeting to order. We don't need a quorum call, so let's do the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There are no citizens to be heard. I checked the website, and the email. Okay, agenda item number 4, and this is a repeat one. Discuss a possible action on the status of acquiring Frisbee golf system for use in the park, and it has arrived.
Yes, so we assembled
finally.
it yesterday.
It has
Okay.
been put together.
And so now we have to decide where to put it, and,
We've got pictures if anybody wants to see it put together.
okay.
And then if you slide, you can see it playing with it.
Gee, Dennis were playing yesterday.
It's supposed to play inside.
I did not realize how far
Yeah, it's a good distance.
3 football fields,
What, 3
Holy-
football,
3 football fields.
that they stretch out for 3 of them?
Well, I don't know. Dennis
We've
just
got
said
2.
it's
I
supposed to
can
be
throw a
3.
Frisbee that
Exactly.
Well, you can't, but it's got a putter
Oh, I see.
and
Okay.
a something and a driver. And you throw
The
'em.
different discs
Yeah, they're
are
different, 3 different
weights.
colors.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I
And for
see.
distance.
Oh, so it's more complicated than just throwing no
Yes.
food. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because just standing there throwing it, I mean, you get it.
Well,
almost
you
all
were
the
pretty
time.
close throwing it.
I know,
How
exactly.
heavy are the individual
not.
units? They're not heavy?
Not really heavy.
Okay.
So I can see where it can be more fun than just flipping the old Frisbee.
I agree. And
Yeah.
I'm wondering if we had a little wagon,
Oh, I forgot.
with some big fat tires on it.
Mm,
Doesn't have to be a heavy duty wagon, just a little cart
They sell them for
to be able to
80,
just put it in there
You
to
can
drive it
sit
out.
and see.
We've got the little,
Wow.
what's the gator type thing? It's not a gator, it's a,
similar. I can't
Oh,
think
yeah.
of
something like that, yeah.
Polaris or
Polaris.
whatever.
And then there's a few more there.
I have a question. Would
You wanna
people
slide
check
one?
out the equipment and then sign it back in?
We were
no
just
deposit
playing inside
required.
yesterday after the food was all
Not-
gone.
best I can
And we put
tell.
them
I wouldn't
together
think
and
so
you might
until
want to
things
see
start
them.
missing.
I was gonna come down there, just,
And then,
you can swipe to the, I guess I already swiped all the way to to the right, so you can swipe to the left, and there's three. Oh, yeah.
You also should have found two boxes of, two bins of helmets and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes.
That was donated.
They're still
Okay,
sitting
we were
outside
wondering
the.
I told them just put it right
Helmets.
there.
till we get
Baseball
some
helmets and
shells.
stuff.
I still have baseball bases, the heavy ones, and a rubber
And there was a
in
set
my
of
truck.
bases.
Yeah,
I
that were
got some
donated
bases
as well.
too. They're heavy bases. They're
Mhm.
not the ones that are stuck to the ground, but they can be used.
Yeah, the ones that we had down there are heavy. They're just carrying those 4 or 5 pieces was probably as heavy as carrying the.
Yeah,
The
I'd have brought them in, but I can't carry them up the steps. But
We've got Priscilla and Dalton that we can send around if you need to.
Is there just one hole?
no, it's three.
It's just,
Was it 2 or 3?
it's their chains.
Yeah, I know. How
two
many
stands.
holes at
Just
the
two.
end?
Just 2 units for now.
Okay.
Oh,
And
okay.
we're gonna
I didn't know
see,
what you
we're gonna
were.
see
We'll
how
see
it
if-
works.
Yeah, if people are interested, we can get more. We can get a whole
Yeah,
9 holes.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, because it was relatively inexpensive.
Yeah,
But if we end up going with a permanent type thing, we're gonna have to figure out a way to permanently, Mound them.
Yeah.
and then that way we don't have to haul them back and forth.
Concrete.
But we figured.
but it
get
looks like it
started.
could be fun.
Oh,
Further away is more fun than
Yeah,
inside.
yeah. Okay,
Okay, well, I'll move on to agenda item 5, discuss and possible action on setting a date to complete work on the benches behind the backstop of the baseball infield and resume work on the butterfly garden. Do we have any,
I think everyone sitting in this room does not work.
We have,
We don't have to do a Saturday is my point.
we have,
Yeah,
On Monday.
we have 3 more days of rain.
3 more days of rain, so it can't be this week?
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday are both supposed to be clear. Monday is supposed to be a sunny day.
Saturday is yard sale
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I
Uh,
won't be here.
Monday
and
is
the
sweet.
dogs come too? Do they come on Saturday?
Yes, Penny
Yeah.
Paws will be there
Yeah.
on Saturday.
Yeah, Monday's supposed to be a nice day.
Monday's food day though for us, so
And I'll
Yeah.
be out of
that's in the
town Monday.
afternoon, Yeah, right, but.
Is that every week?
Yeah, every
every
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah.
Unless it's
Monday.
decided to cancel.
I don't,
I'm
they're
open
not
on Monday.
predicting rain at all next week, but there's gonna be some sunny days and cloudy days. But,
Tuesday, I'm tied, but Monday's good, and
Question, are we just painting them or replacing the wood or
Do
where
we
we
need to
at?
paint the boards or have you already done that?
no, I have not.
Okay, so we could, 1 or 2 of us could go down and actually get the boards painted
Mhm.
first.
yeah.
Mhm.
And once they're painted, then Mr. Engineer at the end of the table is gonna be needed. My thought was we put the boards on there and underneath, Mark, where you're gonna drill.
Right,
Well, you can do that.
Otherwise, and I'm thinking carriage bolts because they're,
That's what Priscilla bought for it.
Good.
And that's in the box.
okay.
Are they over in the yard, or is that where the?
I think everything went in the Connex.
Everything's in the connex.
Yeah,
Yeah, or we can just put them in place and drill down through it. I'm pretty good about that.
okay.
So,
the iron good? The iron's all good?
Oh, yeah, the iron's
Yeah.
fine. It's already
Yeah.
been painted.
yeah,
It's just a matter of
We
painting the
sanded and
wood.
painted.
Yeah, yeah. Weren't you there? I don't remember.
No, he wasn't there that day.
Do we have paint for that?
Priscilla had bought paint.
It's probably in the Connex,
Can't we
No,
paint
there's
it
some in,
in the community.
What color were we?
yeah, it's
It's
in
in
that
that
off little
Middle,
holding
Whatever
cell.
Yeah, yeah.
oh, it's in the
Yeah.
holding cell. I thought
Yeah.
it was in the,
That's-
between
That's,
the
that's what we
bathrooms.
use to,
Paint on the picnic
Hold that
tables
door
was very
open.
nice.
Oh, that's
Seems
right,
like
it
the
sure
right,
is.
uh,
I
type
think
of
she
paint.
got a
Yeah.
green.
I don't know
if
what
I'm
she
not
bought, but
mistaken.
I know she did buy something.
Green is what it used to be.
Like a
so
green.
Green's what it used to be. Green can be it. We don't
Correct.
really
Yeah,
care.
it
Green
was one of
works
those
for me.
lips
If you've
paints, I
got a
think.
little of this paint and a little of that paint, we'll just paint each board a different color.
Well, we have those buckets still of,
Oops,
what was it
paint.
in the community center, yeah.
The only thing is, I'm, the paint that y'all have, is that exterior paint?
Believe
Well-
some of it is.
So I think for the benches, it's important that we use a good exterior paint.
Enamel.
Yeah,
Yeah, an enamel. Just because otherwise we're gonna be doing this every year.
yeah, there's the one turquoise that we used inside, we used on that one bench in the butterfly garden.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so did we settle on a day or she's gonna get it painted?
Yeah, we're
first?
gonna paint first and then when the painting's done, then we'll
We'll set a
make
date.
arrangements to go down and mount everything and put it together and be done with that.
Okay,
Okay.
When weather allows.
And, all right, so I'll move on to agenda item number. Yes, what is it?
Six.
Discuss and possible action on updates and issues from the community centers. And I guess
We have
Gloria's
those.
not here, but
But
you-
We
we
got a
have
little
those.
list that
Okay.
we
Or
wrote
Ryland
down the
has
other
those.
day.
Okay.
One thing that we need to look at is. Hello.
Who's
Sky.
Who's here?
Sorry.
Hey, Popsy.
Come here, Sky.
I saw your little cousin running around in the street the other day. One just like it.
He's a mess.
He's so cute.
He's
Oh, he's lucky.
very friendly. Oh, whoa.
Let me have your earring.
No.
He's lucky.
Hi, Sky. Hi,
Everyone wants to see Sky, whoever's online.
It's just us chickens here.
Oh, that's just how.
It's just us. But it will go on the
We're
web.
on TV.
Have a good one.
Good night, everyone.
Good
Good
night.
night.
The light in the parking lot has not been working.
The big one that's there by the walkway?
Yes.
Yeah, I mentioned
very
it to Dalton and Priscilla a while
I
back.
know you mentioned it before and I
And
apologize.
he said it could be something with the photo cell. May need to be replaced.
They last a long time.
are you,
Yeah.
We need to probably get the keys to open up the junction boxes out there
Yeah,
and make sure that we don't have a breaker.
well, there is a breaker. That was one thing that we noticed on the 4th of July, and I
Mhm.
mentioned that to Priscilla as well. And it's loose in there because every time we went to plug in the thing for the bouncy
It kept short.
slide,
yeah.
it would
It would
pop
trip.
off. Yeah, so there is
Yeah,
something going
that
on.
light should be good. That's only a couple, 2-3 years old. I wouldn't anticipate any problems from that, but
But we've been down
It's
there
dark.
late.
Is that-
Yeah.
A few
where's
nights
that?
Hey, you don't want to be
When
walking
you-
out.
It's right
when you
there.
park and you're walking up the sidewalk,
Right,
it's right there by the
Where
sidewalk.
the
Right.
handicap
Yeah.
Right by
spots
one of
are.
the
That big-
handicap.
That big light.
the
Yeah,
the
that's-
one with the two heads
Yep.
on it?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll have to go down there and get the keys and we'll check the box and see if there's a
Mm.
breaker that's, because I know
Possibly.
Chris went down there and turned a bunch of stuff off and maybe he didn't turn.
He had
anything
turned
back
them
on.
off in the community center.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, the
We'll check it
other,
out.
another thing we had on the list, which John has already been talking about, was
The
the
bathroom.
bathroom
The
door.
bathroom door. Mhm.
And we were talking, we have to replace the door and the locks in both doors.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking, I don't know what the rest of you think, and John and I have been talking about it, that probably it would be best to use a contractor to do it. And
I would say the contractor who did the metal doors on the community center, we have them take care of that door.
okay, so we go out
easy
with a,
fix.
Pardon?
That would be an easy fix.
we go out with a, for a,
okay, why? Are we locking the
Bathrooms.
restrooms at night?
Well, that one we can't, obviously,
What,
but the,
just as a normal thing,
No,
okay,
we do lock it
Yeah.
sometimes, but then the
When we're
next morning
there.
it's unlocked, so I don't
It's
know.
getting unlocked.
Priscilla or Dalton, I think is.
I know
probably
there was a
unlocking it.
gentleman who showed up at one of the Penny Paws events.
Yes,
And he had a ring of keys and fit all the doors.
hmm,
Don't know who he is and don't know how he got those keys.
well, and
Mm.
he said he was a locksmith, whether that's true or not,
Yeah.
you know.
well, my question is, do we need to put a lock on it?
No, we need a,
Well,
May
here's a solution. Let's not put locks on the doors, but do a
slide or
bolt
something.
or something on
A
the
bolt
inside.
or a,
Yeah,
a hook and
On
loop.
the inside, so when you're in there, you
you
can
have
lock
some
the
privacy,
door.
yeah.
But other than that, those doors don't lock.
But
Okay, but
that would be my suggestion,
Yeah.
What
just
about the
put pull
vandalism?
handles on instead of doorknobs and everything
If
else.
we're not gonna lock them, then why have locks? Yeah. I
Right.
mean,
Don't put a new door, just cover that hole up and put a hook on the inside.
Kind of looks
it
kind
looks, well.
of.
you know,
I haven't seen it, but
I
I've
was
heard.
pushing for the kind of doorknob that you can lock on the inside, but once you open the door to go
It
out, it
unlocks.
unlocks.
The only problem with that, I thought about that.
Yeah.
It
but
will not take much for a kid to realize, let me just
Yeah.
do a reach around here on
Yeah.
my way out,
You can lock
Hmm.
it and then close it and
and
it's
nobody can
locked.
get in.
Well, it's gonna have a key on the
I
outside.
know, but if during the day,
Yeah.
Somebody wants to get in. then-
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah,
and
it's
just
just
because
not-
of mischief, you know?
Either a barrel bolt or a hook and loop and,
Heck, if you do that, I wouldn't even buy a new door. I'd put a plate over the bank
Put a-
part.
put a,
Really?
yeah,
You
put
get
a
what
repair
saves a
plate
lot of
over
money.
it and just pull handles on both sides.
I like that, and
Yeah.
And
It's a lot
that's
cheaper.
inexpensive.
it's inexpensive.
Yeah. Okay.
But
then
then
that's
what
we
about
do.
the-
We don't even have to go to the council.
Well, so the deal with that is a good fix, an inexpensive fix, and if it doesn't work out, then we'll
Go
They
to
talk
plan
we'll
B.
about
go
the
to plan
other-
B.
Sounds
We've
like,
lost not a lot of money.
Exactly.
yeah, sounds like a solution.
And
So
I
would
will tell
attach
you
plate
that
With rivets,
the,
pop rivets, screws, through screws to both sides or what?
I really like the pop rivet thing, just so nobody can come up with a nut driver and screwdriver and take it off.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
I
pop
have a
rivets,
rivet
pop
gun.
rivets. myself.
So, do we have the equipment to do that?
Ooh, I got a pop rivet gun. and
I
some pop
do, but I
rivets.
don't know if it's big enough.
I've got one, but I don't know if it's big enough, and I don't know if I have any rivets. I think I do. In fact, I know I do. I
So
do.
we're gonna handle it by voluntary.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
All we gotta do is
Where we
just
get
get
the metal?
get the
you can buy some metal from.
Home Depot, you can buy sheet
Home
metal.
Depot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Yeah,
And I haven't seen it, so I don't know how bad it is, but they do these door guard,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
exactly.
talking about?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
yeah.
you just put that on there. Okay,
yeah, they make patch plates because boyfriends kick in doors and,
For sure.
I've done that a couple times.
well, that's a sexist statement. Significant others kick in
Girlfriends do it
doors.
too, so.
what I would like to do as well
No, they burn the house down.
is, want to change out the light fixture that's there. Because currently it just stays on. I'd like to put a motion sensor light on there, and you can actually buy floodlights that have a camera in them. So when the motion comes on,
Camera comes on.
smile.
Light them up and
We're
smile.
gonna be cameraing in the bathroom.
No, this is outside.
Outside.
No, we're not doing that. But I
No,
will
we're not
tell you
going
that,
that far.
that the cameras that are down there in the park,
Mhm.
the chief was able to access them and clearly identify the situation this past weekend with the dog.
What about with the, whoever flooded the bathroom?
Well,
It wasn't.
so
there
what we
then.
got to do is we have to give him a range of time. This one, we happen to know what time it was.
Right.
But we would need a range of time, and he should be able to go back and do that. But I think if we also just put some, little cameras,
Like a ring.
it is kind of like a ring. I think, I can't remember the name of them, but I'm thinking about putting them at my house too, where my spotlights are.
Mhm.
Yeah, I bought 6 cameras. Oh, well,
Yeah, I'll put on here. Okay, see, what else you
Catherine
got?
bought them for me.
So we're planning on doing like a Halloween craft. We were thinking about it this weekend, but decided to wait till the next weekend. And we
What are you
were
gonna
wondering
do?
if it would be possible to
Make
get
a craft
like
for
a
Halloween.
small
Have
petty
it
cash
for the
fund,
kids.
just so that way we don't have
Where
to
they
come
come
looking
in
for a
and
credit
do
card.
stuff?
Yeah.
We're planning on going
Just
to Dollar
something for
Tree and
Halloween.
Okay,
They have foam pumpkins if we can find them that we were gonna have the kids decorate with
Mhm.
stuff and other little, some kind of Halloween decoration type thing.
I think that's a great idea.
Do we have a contribution bucket in the community center yet?
No, we don't.
We've sold some of those clothes and I think we've got $65 over
We do
there.
have a little fund, but
Mhm.
And
So
then that comes,
so one of the challenges is that if we want to use petty cash to do
Mhm.
that, and Charles, you may, and actually all three of you, the city doesn't pay sales tax, but what would happen in a petty cash environment is we're paying sales tax. I don't
that's
know
right.
how much of an issue that is.
now you're getting really into,
Could add up.
you could get heavy fines if you do it wrong. I
Yeah.
know when I was running the cafeteria at the hospital, the manager of the cafeteria stopped charging sales tax and we got fined up the yin yang for,
They hit me hard
And had
for
to
not
pay it.
reporting one time.
Well, no,
I
no, no.
reported
The
late.
deal is that the city should not incur sales tax.
right, I agree.
Yeah.
We should, well, we shouldn't
Mhm.
either. We were a hospital district, but they ruled against that.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Well, yeah, the cafeteria is not a.
well, it is, it belonged to the hospital. We
But
were,
it's not an exempt activity.
Mm.
You run into that in church 501c3 organizations also.
well, maybe, but
The church itself is exempt,
Mhm.
but some of the activities aren't. So, yeah, it's a very,
I can't imagine
You have
that,
to
I
be
mean, we're not
careful.
talking
That's-
massive expenses
No.
here.
no,
And so, basically what we've done, well, what do you think about this? What if we gave them, like you went and made a purchase or we gave you the petty cash,
Mhm.
but you are reimbursed the tax you paid from the funds you're generating from the sales of the other stuff. So that
What-
y'all are made whole.
what would be, why would we be taxing? What would be,
no, when we're talking
We're
about
buying
spending,
materials.
they're gonna spend some money at Dollar Tree.
To buy craft
Uh,
materials.
And because they're coming in as general public, they're going to be charged sales tax. But if they turn a receipt in to be reimbursed, the city does not reimburse the tax piece of that, only,
oh, I see what you're saying, yeah.
yes.
Well, could they not have I remember when our first election, I went down there to buy election
Mhm.
stuff for when
Yeah.
we were, and they asked if I was tax exempt, and I knew that they asked, you can present a, you know,
A
a
certificate thing.
certificate. Could we not give them? a
Well, we could, if you know where you're going. If you don't know where you're going and you're going out and just buying things, that's when it gets a little bit more difficult.
Mhm.
Charlotte can prepare those for you. So if Dollar Tree is one of your favorite shopping haunts,
That's the craft store.
then let's get it set up as tax exempt. And then like Home Depot gives us a card
Mhm.
that shows our account number for tax exempt purposes. But yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, that would be the simplest thing, because
Yeah.
that's what we used to do at the hospital. We
Yeah.
used to have our
I used
tax.
to do that for-
Trustworthy people.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't give it
Shouldn't be
to
an issue.
everybody, yeah.
Right. I put Charlene.
Well, that
Charlotte.
probably takes care of one of
I've
our
never put in a,
Tax
Reimbursement.
petty
exempt.
cash thing.
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah, because I mean, we keep petty cash on hand.
Mhm.
Well, we were wondering if we could have some petty cash down there so we didn't have to run down here every time we were gonna. I mean, not a
The
lot.
only issue with that is you have to fill out a slip
Mhm.
so that they can reconcile the petty cash, so we know where to charge things to. What I would recommend, why don't you use the funds from your sales,
Mhm.
turn those receipts in and get your petty cash replenished from here.
Oh, okay.
Do you need
I understand
stuff
what
to
you're
sell?
saying.
Yeah.
clothes or
Clothes, people had donated
Yeah.
clothes
We've
and
had
we've
some
sold,
you sell them to get money for the.
yeah,
bar?
$2 or $3
Yeah.
a piece
I
and,
probably got something to donate.
So what I would do also, I gave Gloria the ledgers.
Yeah,
So make sure y'all are keeping track of all of that. You know, what you're selling, you know, like on this date, you brought in this much from the yard sale. you know.
Oh, okay.
And then when you go to go purchase stuff, make a notation of what you did.
Yes.
Then that way you can
now
take
it's just
those
written on a
receipts.
piece like
Yes.
this.
Then you
We'll
can
get it
take those
transferred.
receipts, those receipts from whatever you purchase, replenish your petty cash from here.
Bring them up here and,
Yeah.
okay.
Does that work?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Just so our thought was if we decide, hey, let's run to Dollar Tree real quick. Well, then you gotta come down here.
Get some decorations or.
And then
Right,
by
right.
the time you get out of here, you spend an hour talking and,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
know.
yeah,
Can't
Not
get
getting
it that
anything done.
fast.
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, what else you got?
So, this is not really an item, but she wrote down mop heads for Priscilla, I guess, a mop head.
Yeah, we need a mop head
Okay.
on that mop down there.
And
It's a
then
mess.
the printer we keep nagging about.
The printer, so there's supposed to be, let me send Jerry a message real quick. He's supposed to be getting things, we're doing a computer and a printer down there.
Okay,
And the computer, they would both be used by the activities that y'all are doing, but it would be a place where the public could come in if they needed to print something
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
and stuff like that. And then what I'll do is I'll get you the fee schedule. And then if they need to make copies, then you know how much to charge them.
Okay, that'll work.
Give a mail drop here.
Here up front.
Right up front.
There's a mail drop there.
It's inside.
Well, we have, so what we have is we have two options for mail drop out here. One is if you go over to the shops, when you first pull in the gate on the right, they have a community mailbox thing. There is an outgoing slot. Our post office in Ellendorf does service that, so you can put outgoing mail in there. Or you can come down here and bring it in, and Charlotte will put it in the outgoing.
Just slip it under the window.
Yeah, you can do that, or you
I
can
got
put
a
it in the
letter.
mailbox,
I
and
got
raise
a-
the flag, because they come and they pick up out of there,
Oh,
and they also come inside, just to make sure that there's not something else that needs to be done. And right now, those are the only two options that we have, but when we get done with this meeting, I have something not on the agenda I'll share with you.
I think that covers
Okay.
our list for today.
Okay.
I'm gonna skip to agenda item number 8, since
That
we were
wasn't-
talking about it. And I was wondering, how are the party things going? Are we doing any more of
We
them?
haven't had any
We
more
just had
rentals
that
at all.
one.
And how about the,
But there were supposed to be some coming up in October, some baby showers now that I'm,
She said it was part of the same family that
oh,
the first,
Oh, yeah.
what about the AA and the OA things?
I haven't heard anything from CJ about starting up meetings again. And right now she's got her grandkids, so I don't know.
I spoke to her about it, casually mentioned it, and thought it would be a good idea to put a little kiosk with literature. In whatever building.
What, inside the,
Yeah, for people who might be interested.
Hmm.
Contact her. She said she has a lot of literature.
yeah, I'm sure we could find
Well,
someone to
because
set it
there's
up.
no show for the meetings, apparently.
Not many people. showed
Yeah,
up.
I think
Yeah.
they
She
have.
also said maybe to have a general meeting that covered all the 12-step different programs to
how do
You
you
know,
do that when it
NIA
covers everything? It's in the
OA.
same,
get them all in
steps.
one
It
meeting.
is
Yeah.
the same steps.
Maybe, yeah.
for overeaters and for,
Are the 12 steps, the 12 steps, right?
Yeah,
It's the same
yeah.
They
Well,
They're
apply.
all 12 steps, yeah.
Yeah.
And you can go to an OA, can go to an AA or vice versa, and they often do if they're in need of a meeting,
Yeah.
you know.
So we're not doing any of that right now?
no,
Well, as long as it's available and they know it, and
Yeah.
maybe we can start again if it never comes up, and then we can have parties, because we do make money on those.
Not much, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go back to agenda item number 7, discuss some possible action on the status of the commercial refrigerator for a community center. And I know that there's some regulatory thing that came up where we can't have a certain type of refrigerator.
Well, so here's what happened. I tried to find the unit that we discussed,
Mhm.
and it's still out of stock. So I started doing some research to find something comparable, and I ended up with 5 or 6 or 7 different units. And I sent it to these 2 gentlemen and said, here's part of the challenge. The price is higher than what we approved. So
Mhm.
on Thursday, we have it on the agenda to increase, to fix the amount to something that we can live with and actually make a purchase. But in looking at it, all but one of the units use a refrigerant called R290. And in some of the descriptors, it said R290 is not available for residential use. Well, I asked Charles, and Charles goes, oh, R290, that's propane. But the unit that you liked was the only one that was R134A. So that may be the one that we end up going with.
Well, I know an anonymous donor that would be willing to purchase it.
No,
No?
I mean, no.
How
No,
The
much
city's
more
already,
is it?
we're probably, I don't know. My thought is, in order for us to get this done, that we need to set a higher number. I'm gonna perhaps recommend that we do a not to exceed 3,000. I don't expect it to be that much,
Mm,
but it depends on shipping. Some of them will ship free, some of them are local, you know.
yeah,
But I think 3,000 ought to get us. The units I was looking at were running 26, 27, 2,800
Yeah. that's what the
roughly
price is.
in that
Was it
area.
the same size as the one or larger or?
It was pretty much the same size. I made sure they were all
yeah, all
about
the,
the same width, double door reach in.
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, one will be 48 cubic feet and one will be 50 cubic feet, but
Yeah,
in reality,
it's,
it's the
Pretty
same.
much.
well,
the same.
the original one was a 3-door, wasn't it?
no, it was a 2-door.
Oh,
It
okay.
was a
Yeah, it was
2-door
two-door
reach in.
too. Look, it was a good, but it's cheaper too,
Yeah.
I think.
And there are 2 companies here in town that sell those.
Mhm.
So again, we don't necessarily have to go to a big box store if we can find the right refrigerant type locally, and then maybe convince them to deliver for free. Hey, we can ask.
I can
Doesn't hurt
see
to
an
ask.
issue with the ramp bringing it in.
Yeah. So that'll be on Thursday's agenda.
Is that
And
tomorrow, Thursday or?
day after tomorrow.
Yeah,
Today's Tuesday.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
and there were no agendas, no package yet.
Sorry?
There were
There
no
were
package.
not, no.
Okay, all right.
They had court today, so
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure it was a little,
Yeah. I'm
crazy.
tired of it. Okay, if there's no further discussion, then we'll move to agenda item 9 and adjourn. I
And the
wanted to ask you,
time?
Mayor,
wait,
they
The
set the time, oh, the time is 7:11.
okay, go ahead
So
and
I'll get a
stop your
slushy.
recording.